Hey everybody, this is Mr. Storm, and this is going to be a very quick lesson. I just want to talk very quickly about how we can how we can style our images in ways that make them a little bit more interesting using CSS. So let's talk about rounding our images. We can use that border radius property we talked about when we were discussing borders to actually set to create a rounded border on our images. We could put a circle vignette around our pictures, that kind of stuff. Play around with that, that's fun. We can also use the border property to create kind of like a thumbnail effect around the image. That's cool as well. We can also create a thumbnail image as a link, which is something that we're going to do for our web or for our image gallery this week. And we can also create responsive web pages or responsive images. Let me show you what that means. So this image right here, it will shrink and grow based on the size of the screen. So to do that, all you have to do is set its max width to 100% and then the height to auto. And what that does is it will shrink the width of the image based on the width of the web page, and the height will change accordingly so that the image doesn't get squished and looks gross. You can also center an image in the middle of your div or whatever container it's in. You need to make sure you change the display property, however. Change it to display block and then set margin left to auto and margin right to auto to center your images. Let's see. You can add some text underneath. You can add some shadow below, like here with the box shadow. You can add some shadow below and on the edges. There's all kinds of cool stuff. You can change the opacity value. You can add some text into the page or into the image itself. We can apply filters to the images. So we can do like grayscale. There's all kinds of cool stuff. And here's a reference for all the filters that we can use. So let's see, none, blur, brightness, contrast, drop shadow, grayscale, hue, like tons and tons of stuff. Play around with these. This is going to be fun. We can create an overlay, an animated overlay. We can flip the image when we hover over it. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can do. All right, let's get into responsive. Now, we talked about this a little bit. So again, you can set the max width to 100% and set the auto, which will make it more responsive. You can change the background size property to basically change the background of the image so that it will cover the entire area. You can set it to cover so it zooms in and it keeps its aspect ratio. Let's see. You can change the size of your image for different devices so that, using that @ media that we used in the last project, you can change the background image based on the size of the screen. All right, now with image gallery, we're basically going to be creating something that looks like this. You're going to be hovering over the picture and then clicking on it, and when you click it, it pulls up a larger version of that picture. So that's what we're going to be working on today. We're going to create one of those in our template project that we built last time. All right, that's about it for now. There's a ton of information in W3 Schools about images as they pertain to CSS. Go ahead and study that stuff and then take your quiz.